full name, Barack Hussein Obama?
I have repeatedly used the name of William Jefferson Clinton, Hillary Rodham Clinton, and the purpose was to identify that particular person, a name which is a great Muslim name. Hussein is a great Muslim name. I meant no offense and none was taken. John, I was asked about a week ago by the John McCain camp to come into the Republican faithful. You had to have a ticket to get in this get-together and to throw them some red meat, to get them fired up, to get them active. And so I gave a little bit of a stump speech, and I, for one, regret that John McCain is the nominee of the Conservative Party, because John McCain is not a conservative. He ought to be attacking Obama politically and not attacking Bill Cunningham, Rush Limbaugh, and Sean Hannity, both of whom came to my assistance today.
Well, let me ask you in a second, Bill, then what you were doing at the event today, but let me just backtrack just a second here. You said that Hussein is a very famous Muslim name. Barack Obama is not a Muslim. It is his middle name. Is there a purpose in repeating his middle name as you did to try to associate him with the Muslim faith?
No. He's at the United Church of Christ. The Reverend Jeremiah Wright, in his church in Chicago, gave a Lifetime Achievement Award to Louis Farrakhan a few months ago that largely was not covered by the media. I have nothing but respect for my Muslim brothers and sisters. His name is proudly Barack Hussein Obama, and people that object to that, they're the racists. They're the ones objecting to the name Hussein. I revel in it. I worship it. The ones who oppose that particular utterance of that name, they're the ones with a problem, not me. His name is Barack Hussein Obama. In fact, Barack was told years ago to change his proud name, and he refused to do so. So I will use the name given to him by his father and by his mother, because that is his name.
John McCain said today in response to a question by our John King that it's inappropriate to use his middle name, that it's disparaging. What do you say about that?
I think that's ridiculous. Bob Kerrey, a Democratic senator from Nebraska, has used his name. The name is well known. I think John McCain has a big problem with conservatives. He's not a Reagan conservative. Why is he attacking me, a conservative radio talk show host, been in Cincinnati for 24 years, and not attacking Obama and going after Hillary? He thinks he's in some club. He thinks he's part of the Senate courtesy group, and this is going to be a fist fight, and if McCain doesn't start fighting soon, John Roberts, he's got no chance to win this thing. He's not going to win. He ought to attack Democrats and quit attacking conservatives like me.
Have you ever met John McCain?
Twice.
He said he's never met you.
He's got a bad memory.
When did you meet him?
I met him at the home of Bob Ryan, who's a friend of mine in Cincinnati, and I met him at the Kenwood Country Club in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the presence of Senator Mike DeWine. I met him twice. His people called me specifically. His people said, "You're the guy we want because you've met John. Come." I met him in Bob Ryan's home in Cincinnati. I met him with Senator Mike DeWine at the Kenwood Country Club, but I'm not going to meet him again. I'm headed up to here with John McCain. He's off the list. I'm joining Ann Coulter in supporting Hillary Rodham Clinton.
All right, but because let me just be very clear on this here, because this is a very important point. Because John McCain was very emphatic today when he said, quote, "I've never met Mr. Cunningham, but I will certainly make sure nothing like that ever happens again." So you have, for sure, you have met him.
Twice, in the home of Bob Ryan and with Senator Mike DeWine, who called me at my home to come to Kenwood Country Club in Cincinnati, Ohio, about 6 or 7 months ago.
Okay.
Specifically called me, the former senator, U.S. senator, and said, "Bill, come and meet John McCain. He wants to meet you." We sat around, shook hands, talked a little bit, exchanged some chit-chat. John McCain is developing, maybe because of his advancing years, a bad memory.
Well, let me ask you this question. Was he aware that you were going to be the opening act today?
I don't know what he knew, but his staff, his people briefed me. They told me what they wanted me to say.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Did they tell you that they wanted you to say that Barack Obama was a political hack?
No.
In the mold of Bill Daley?
No. What it was, they told me to fire up the crowd. You're talking to conservatives. You're talking to individuals who are ticketed to be there. Get them fired up and give them some red meat. And I did. In fact, when I left, John, the crowd was cheering. All was well. No problem whatsoever until about an hour later.
Yeah,
I'm standing over there with when John McCain threw me under the bus. Under the Straight Talk Express, I got thrown under the bus.
Sorry, correction here. I meant Richard Daley, not Bill Daley, the former cabinet secretary. Also, you suggested that Barack Obama took illegal loans from Tony Rezko. What evidence do you have that he took illegal loans?
3 things. His house was purchased for $300,000 less than market value. He got a sweetheart deal by buying a slither of land next door. And there will be allegations next week in the Tony Resco federal criminal indictment trial, who is a friend and compatriot of Obama's in Chicago, to the effect, by the way, he's being prosecuted by Patrick Fitzgerald, who's the prosecutor of Scooter Libby. The guy who prosecuted Scooter Libby is going after one of Obama's supporters in Chicago. And there have been allegations of improper financial dealings between Resco and Obama, which have largely not been reported, but have been remarked today in the Chicago Sun-Times.
All right.
A pretty good story.
Bill Cunningham, we've got to run, but thanks very much for being with us tonight. Thanks for telling your side of the story. We have reached out to the McCain campaign, by the way, to get some clarification on this idea, and hopefully we'll get it within the next 48 minutes as to whether or not Senator McCain actually did meet Bill Cunningham in the past. Again,